We've all got that one relationship, maybe it's a friend, a family member, whoever, that just feels heavy. It's hard. But how do you know when hard crosses the line and becomes genuinely unhealthy? Well, psychology actually gives us some really clear signals. And today, we're going to break down the 5 biggest signs that it might be time to protect your peace and just step away.
I mean, you know that feeling, right? You hang up the phone or you walk away from a conversation, and instead of feeling good, it's like this fog rolls in. You just feel completely depleted. Well, that physical exhaustion, it's not random. It's your body telling you loud and clear that the emotional price of that interaction was way, way too high. Okay, so let's get one thing straight right from the start. Letting someone go isn't a failure. It's actually an act of courage. So many of us hold on because of guilt or hope or just plain history. But here's the thing. Your mental health doesn't really care about the past. It cares about right now. And sometimes the absolute healthiest thing you can do for yourself is to choose peace. So where do we even start? Well, the first and maybe the most fundamental sign is a constant pattern of disrespect. And you know where that almost always begins? With the breakdown of your personal boundaries. Think of your boundaries like a fence around your own personal property. They define what's yours, what you're responsible for. Now, in a healthy relationship, people respect that fence. They knock before they come in. But when someone just ignores those lines over and over again, they're not just being a little careless, they are actively being disrespectful. So what's the real difference between a mistake and a pattern? It's pretty simple, actually. You state a boundary. You say, hey, please don't do that. And then they do it again and again. See, that's no longer a misunderstanding. That is a deliberate choice. It's them showing you that your feelings, frankly, don't matter to them. And listen, this isn't just in your head, it's happening in your body. Every single time a boundary gets crossed, your brain's alarm system starts blaring. It sees a threat. And living like that, constantly bracing for the next hit, it doesn't just make you tired, it physically wears you down. It's a huge sign that you are in an unsafe dynamic. And that feeling, that constant state of being on defense, it leads us perfectly into sign number 2, pure emotional exhaustion. This is the point where you have to stop listening to their words and really, really start listening to your own body. Let's just do a quick gut check right now. Pick a person. Now imagine their name just popped up on your phone. What is your immediate physical reaction? Is it a smile? Or is it that little tightening in your stomach? Do your shoulders tense up? That first split-second feeling, that is the raw data you need to be paying attention to. And there's real science behind that feeling. It's your nervous system. It's your body's ancient survival tool, and it is literally screaming, danger. Long before your rational mind can jump in and start making excuses for them, your body already knows the truth. It recognizes an unhealthy dynamic. I mean, think about the difference. In healthy relationships, you can have arguments, right? You can disagree, but you still feel like that core respect is there. But in a toxic dynamic, every single conversation, whether it's big or small, feels like a major withdrawal from your emotional bank account. And it just leaves you drained and maybe even questioning your own worth. All right, on to sign number 3. And this one can be the hardest to spot because it doesn't shout at you, it whispers. We're talking about the subtle, sneaky art of control through emotional manipulation. This is not someone bossing you around. Oh no, it's way more insidious than that. It's when they use your own empathy against you. They make you feel responsible for their happiness, their anger, their bad day. If you find yourself constantly apologizing just to keep the peace in a situation you didn't even start, chances are you're being manipulated. And the long-term effect of this? It's like a slow poison to your self-trust. You start to question everything, your memory, your feelings, your own sanity. A healthy connection should be like a mirror that shows you the best version of yourself, not one that's all cracked and distorted. And that brings us to sign number 4, the one-sided effort. This is where you have to take a hard, honest look at the balance of energy and power in the relationship. So let's do a little relationship audit. Who's the one that usually initiates the calls? Who apologizes first after a fight? Who's doing all the emotional heavy lifting? If you're consistently the giver, the fixer, the understander, while they are consistently the taker, the expector, the receiver, well, you're not really in a relationship. You're in a role. A relationship is supposed to be a two-way street, right? But this dynamic, it's a one-way dead end. When you're the only one pouring all the energy in, burnout isn't just a risk, it's pretty much an inevitability. You gotta remember, a partner or a friend is supposed to help you carry your burdens, not be one of them. And that leads us to our final sign, number 5, the unchanging cycle. Oh man, this is for anyone out there who feels like they're living the same argument on a loop. The details might change, but the painful conversation is always, always the same. You probably know this loop by heart. Something happens that hurts you. You gather up all your courage and you explain why it hurt. They apologize. They swear it'll never happen again. And for a second, you feel that glimmer of hope. But then it happens again and again. This isn't just a rough patch. It's a fixed pattern. Here is a hard truth from psychology, and it's a big one. The absolute best predictor of what someone will do in the future is what they've done in the past. Words are cheap, promises can be temporary. The only thing that tells the real story is the pattern. If you have given them chance after chance and nothing has really changed, staying becomes a choice. It's a choice to accept that this is how it's always going to be. And this is so, so important to understand. Deciding to step away from someone doesn't have to be a big, angry, dramatic act of punishment. It can just be a calm, quiet act of self-preservation. It's you simply deciding that your own well-being is no longer up for debate. So often, we feel chained to people because of a shared past, but there's a profound truth you have to remember. Peace is more important than history. If that history is poisoning your present, you have every right to choose your well-being. Your peace of mind today is worth so much more than any connection from yesterday. So, we've gone through the signs: the disrespect, the exhaustion, the manipulation, that one-sided effort, and those endless, unchanging cycles. Just recognizing them gives you the power of clarity. And what you decide to do with that power, well, that's your choice alone. But it really all boils down to one simple but profound question. What is your peace worth?